Hey guys, it's Memorizer92, and today I'm gonna cover Brelshaza Legion Raid Gate 4. Then let's get started. Before you go in, there are some positions to be arranged. The raid leader types blue and blue-red in the title of Party 1, and types green and green-white in the title of Party 2. This is because there are two major gimmicks that should be done by assigning colors. Also, both of the parties have to decide one person destroying the orb, one person taking the orb, and two people for stagger. This is for one major gimmick that requires this specific role. Let me go over this in detail later in the gimmick part. For the battle items, Time Stop, Whirlwind or Flame Grenade, and Swift Robe or Marching Flag. There are a lot of stagger gimmicks in this raid, so Whirlwind is a good option for a majority of players. Some can take Flame Grenade since there's Imprison pattern which you can free the players easier by throwing it. Time Stop and Swift Robe or Marching Flag is good for dodging patterns that are hard to dodge, especially for classes that doesn't have swiftness. When you enter the raid, the boss will have 190 HP bars with certain color. In this gate, all the players will have different angle of view compared to other raids. The boss has three kinds of different colors: blue, yellow stripe, and purple red. Each colors have different gimmicks and colors. It will show either one of them from the start, and it will swap to the next color randomly according to its HP. Left numbers are the HP bars when the boss changes to a different color, and right numbers are the HP bars when the major gimmicks happen. So he will do 3 major gimmicks in one run, and the color it will get in the each transition is either one of two colors except for the current color. So for example, if the boss's cube color is blue from the start, then you will face major gimmick of blue cube at 170 HP bar, and it will change to either yellow stripe or purple red color at 165 HP bar. This means you can face all 3 different gimmicks in the run, or you can even face same color gimmicks as well. Star mark means you will face star-shaped cube that requires certain resolution, which I will explain later. One important thing you should know is that when you get knocked out to the outer side of the field, then you will get a dot damage with a debuff that can stack per approximately 3 seconds. The higher you have the stacks, the more damage you receive being in the outer side, and it will most likely kill you when you have around 7 stacks. This stack can only be removed by staying in the Inanna's field, and it's really important not to get hit by the attacks that can knock you out of the field. Okay then, let me go over the major gimmicks first. Blue Cube. The boss generates 4 squares in each 4 directions. If you look at the minimap, there are blue, red, green, and white colors in each side. Let's go back to the position part. Look at the second part of the title. Since Party 1 is blue and red, number 1 and 2 are assigned as blue, 3 and 4 are assigned as red. Since Party 2 is green and white, 1 and 2 are assigned as green, 3 and 4 are assigned as white. Each players have to go to the direction of their assigned color and stagger the square. After the stagger, players will get shield which will prevent guaranteed kill attack. Failing the stagger is a guaranteed kill for players in that direction. After that, for each side, one person will have to do keyboard pattern and save the other person who is imprisoned. To free people efficiently, each party can gather up after staggering the square and free the players. After a moment, the boss will turn around where the players are and shoot laser in front and back for 1 to 2 times, which will guarantee kill the players. If you fail on freeing the imprisoned players, then those players will get killed by this laser. Watch where he turns and dodge the laser. Then that's the end of this whole gimmick. Yellow striped cube. The boss generates 2 orbs, one each in blue side and green side between 2 artifacts. If you look at the first part of the title, Party 1 is blue and Party 2 is green. Each of the players who is assigned as Orb Destroyer have to destroy the orb by using a strong skill which will give him a shield. Then he have to stay on either side of the artifact and touch the missiles that artifact shoots, since these missiles charm other players who don't have shield when they get hit by it. Then a yellow orb will start to move to where the boss is. The orb taker on each side have to stick to the boss where the path of the yellow orb is and take it. This will generate a yellow field and give a shield to the player. After that, the orb taker have to quickly come out from the field and go to the other artifact and touch the missiles. Other 2 players on each side who are assigned as stagger have to come to the field and stagger the boss, so 4 players in total will have to stagger the boss. This yellow field enhances the stagger by a lot for those who are in the field. If more than 2 people comes into the field, then it will knock out all the players out of the field. If the boss gets staggered, then that's the end of the gimmick. If not, it will wipe the raid. Purple-red cube. The boss generates a yellow orb in random direction. A player has to grab that orb as quickly as possible. Then that player will not be able to do anything trapped in the yellow field, and other 7 people have to stagger the boss in time. The stagger have to be done 3 times in a row, and each time you succeed the stagger, it will generate an orb. 1 orb on first stagger and 2 orbs on second and third stagger. Since players will not be able to do anything who takes the orb, classes who have low stagger are recommended to take the orb for efficient stagger. If you succeed the last stagger, then there will be only 2 players out of the field, and that's the end of the gimmick. Failing the stagger or not taking the orb in time will wipe the raid. Around the 95 and 20 HP bar, the boss will change its shape into Grey Star. There will be a constant stagger bar beneath the boss's HP and time attack mark around the boss. All the players have to stagger the boss before the mark ends. Failing the stagger in time is a raid wipe. Players who have Whirlwind Grenade have to pour them in. The raid leader can use Way to do massive stagger. If your party already has decent stagger, or if there are players with high stacks of debuff from the other side, then the raid leader can use Inanna for more safe play. If you succeed the stagger in time, that's the end of this phase, and he will change his color to either 3. Now let's go over to the normal patterns. Blue cube. When the boss changes to blue form, it AoE attacks the whole field except for the edge. Go to the edge part to dodge it. Flame. The boss assigns a mark on the players which will generate flame on where they are. Everyone stick together if possible to generate less area of the flame. It is important not to stand on this flame since it will give attack increase buff to the boss that can stack up to 10. If it reaches 10 stacks, that's a raid wipe. This buff can be removed if you use Inanna on the boss. Imprison and Laser. The boss generates 8 shield on each direction of the field. Then he will start to imprison the field 3 times in a row. The first imprison will cover the whole field, and the shield can prevent you from being imprisoned. He will then shoot the laser to the player who is imprisoned, which will most likely kill him if he doesn't get freed in time. This is when Flame Grenade helps a lot. Missiles and Meteors. The artifacts near the boss start to shoot missiles to the players. Meanwhile, meteors will fall on where the players are as well. Dodge the missile and meteors. Yellow Stripe Cube. When the boss changes to yellow stripe form, 4 artifacts shoot missiles to random direction. You just have to dodge them. There will be a wall in this phase, and if you get hit by it, then you will be stunned for a long time, giving attack increase buff to the boss at the same time. If it reaches 10 stacks, that's a raid wipe. This buff can be removed if you use Inanna on the boss. You can go through the wall with status immunity skills like spacebar. Imprison and Laser. The boss imprisons one side, then shoots the laser to the imprisoned player. Free the player before he gets shot. Missiles and Meteors. The artifacts will be generated in a line which will shoot missiles on all sides. At the same time, meteors will fall on where the players are. Supporters have to protect the party since it's hard to dodge this. Red-Purple Cube. When the boss changes to red-purple form, it AoE attacks the whole field for 2 times except for the vertex. Stay on the vertex. Descaluda. The boss assigns yellow line to all the players. Soon, the orbs will approach to the boss from each direction. Each players have to take the orbs from their side. Taking more than 1 orb will guarantee kill the player. If the boss takes it, then he will get the attack increase buff stack. If it reaches 10 stacks, then that's a raid wipe. This buff can be removed if you use Inanna on the boss. Imprison and Laser. The boss will show 3 telegraphs where he will imprison. You have to memorize the safety zone and move to that place 3 times in a row. The boss will shoot the laser to the player who is imprisoned at the end. Free the player before he gets shot. Missiles and meteors. The artifacts on the outer side shoot missiles to the players. At the same time, meteors will fall where the players are. Dodge all of them. Now let me go over to the common normal patterns. Retaliation. The boss summons 2 red circles that grow. If someone staggers him, then he would knock out all the players to the outer side. Stop the DPS and dodge the red circles afterward. Push. The boss shows yellow telegraph and pushes all the players to the outer side. Use skills that have immunity from paralysis or push. Bombardment. The boss shows red telegraph in sequence and bombards the area. In this case, it shows 3, 1, 2. So dodge the bombardment by being on the safety zone. If you get hit by it, then it would knock you out to the outer side. Well guys, that's all for today. Thanks for watching and hit the sub if you liked it. Then see you guys on the next video. Bye bye.